Hi everyone, this is Maya from Harry Tinkers. So, in today's episode, I'm gonna tell a very true incident which happened with us, and that's like our tragedy story during the Ladakh trip. So, I guess everybody has some or the other story to share when they go to Ladakh, and our story is known as the Zoom car tragedy. So what happened is we had an SUV with us when we were traveling to Ladakh. We had to rent a car from Zoom Car. I'm really sorry to mention the agency name, but we faced a very tragic incident because of that. So we had booked it for 10 days in total, and we were given a Scorpio car, red color Scorpio to be specific, and we had checked the car when we received it. We checked whether everything is proper and all that. We got it from Delhi. At that time, everything was proper. I must say that for 2 days, the car was all okay, but then the clutch plates started giving up, and just after is where our car just broke down. And the worst part was we did not have any mobile signals at that time, and there was nobody on the road. And it was noon, it was scorching hot, and we were stuck. We did not have any option. The car was not starting at all. It had given up in the middle of the road in between the mountains. So at that time, when we stopped over there, this scenery was very beautiful. I thought that we are going to take some pictures or something. But no, a tragedy has happened with us. A car broke down, and it was just the second day of the trip, and we had to reach Sarchu by the evening. At 2 o'clock, we were still stuck. We did not have any vehicle. But we had an XUV extra, but of course 12 people cannot fit in one XUV, right? It was a very difficult situation. The car service was very bad. We did not expect that it will break down in the middle of the journey. We had no clue what to do. So we had 5 men in the group, and they made a collective decision that all the ladies should be taken to the next city, to the nearby hotel or restaurant, and we can seek some help from the nearby city. So the city which was next was Sisu. All the ladies and one male member of the group actually went to the next city to seek for the help. So we waited over there, in a restaurant where we had food. So somehow we got our car towed with the existing car which we had, and it was a very difficult situation because people over there were not very helpful. We had to literally beg to them for a help. It was really disappointing. The point is, the city was very small. I should say there should be like only 20 buildings or something in the main road, and 2 of them were restaurants, and 1 of them was a hotel. There were some small shops and all that, but we did not get any help from any of them. I don't know why the locals were so unkind to us, or probably our time was not good. So at a certain point, we actually got a help from the restaurant owner who gave us a contact, and he said that there's a person who can take you to Keelong. So what we decided is people who are traveling in XUV should go a little forward so that they can reach Sarchu, and we would also join them after 15 minutes or 20 minutes, because that is what was told. And the major point was we did not have phone signals. There was no point of contact. So the next point of contact was only when we reached Sarchu. So the XUV left. We were 5 members left back who were traveling in the Scorpio. So we stayed back for the help. It was a small vehicle which carries all this luggage and all these. 5 of us had to sit with the driver, it was really congested. Yeah, it was really difficult. So now what happened is this guy actually delayed to 1.5 hours. We were absolutely very late. We were supposed to reach Sarchu by 8 o'clock, so we had to pass Keelong by 5 o'clock. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to reach Sarchu by 8 o'clock. But 5 o'clock, we were still in Sisu, waiting for the driver who would take us to Keelong. But thankfully, he came. We took all our luggage and he helped us to stay in Keelong. So we had to stay back to Keelong because the glaciers, melted and the water flow was very high. So it was not allowed for us to go through that way. So we had to stay back in Keelong that night. The group members who went in XUV, they did not know that we are staying in Keelong. They had no idea what is happening with us, and we also did not have any idea what they were facing. Yeah, it was a night full of tension that how are we going to meet them and when are we going to meet them? Are they okay? And the main point of concern was all the luggage of all the team members was with us. All the winter wear, oxygen cylinders, everything was with us. The kids were traveling in XUV, and for kids, we had carried the oxygen cylinder. And we were really worried that Sarchu's stay was the most, toughest stay because the temperature was gonna drop to -4 degrees at that night, and these guys did not have any thermals or woolens with them. Not even the kids. It was very difficult. So the 5 members from the group, which included me as well, me, my best friend, her brother, her mama and mommy. So we were the 5 members. I must say that it would have been really difficult for mama and mommy because their child was away from them in such a difficult terrain, and she's gonna be in Sarchu at -2 degrees without any thermals and oxygen cylinder and all that. That would have scared them a lot. It was a very difficult night for all of us, especially for them. So then next day, we did not have a vehicle. So we had contacted a person in the homestay from Manali. He was really, really very helpful. He arranged a person who took the car and was supposed to come and pick us up by 4 o'clock in the morning next day. So we woke up, we got ready, got all the luggage, and we were waiting for the driver, but he did not turn up. It was 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 6:30, 7 o'clock. No contact, nothing. The driver was nowhere to be seen. So then we were staying in a tented accommodation, and it was very near to the main road. So we just went to the main road, and what my friend noticed is only from one side the vehicles are coming, and the other side there is no vehicles coming. So we just, came across a army truck which was coming from the other direction, and we just asked them what exactly is happening over that side. So it seems there was a landslide and no vehicles could come from Manali to Keelong. Bad luck. We do not have a vehicle. We have to reach Leh by tonight. So then thankfully we got a guy who was a farmer who also had a vehicle. So he agreed to help us, to make us reach Leh by tonight. By then, we cannot contact the driver who was coming from Manali, right? So we thought that anyways he would be coming to our Leh homestay, so we would directly go, So at 8 o'clock we started our journey to Leh. So yeah, it was a very, very tense journey. During this journey from Keelong to Leh, we came across one very beautiful pass, which is Baralacha La, and I must say that it was the most beautiful pass because it was full of snow and mountains, and wow, it was like a dream. But we couldn't stay there for long because we had to really go fast. So we did not know where our group members were. By around 12 o'clock, we reached the Sarchu tent accommodation where our group members were supposed to stay. But when we reached there, we found out that they had already left to Leh because, of course, they had to leave. That was our destination, plan for that day, right? But they had left us a letter, which I still have with me. That letter is very precious. So when we got the letter, we at least felt okay, we can meet them in Leh. So guys, this is the letter which was written by one of our group member. So it is written that we left at 12 noon. We are leaving for Leh Hotel, Santo Green. Please join us there. And if you have not reached from where we had started, somewhere probably we can meet in Leh tomorrow morning. So yeah, so that was the letter all about. It's really very precious because it gave us satisfaction that they were all right and they were going to Leh. At least they left us some signal that yeah, they were okay. We had our breakfast from Zing Zing Bar, and from there we had to go to Pang. So we decided to take a halt at Pang because we needed to have lunch. We were really very hungry, and as soon as we reached Pang, oh my god, that was the most happiest memory of the trip. Our group members were there, all of them. Oh my god, and finally we could meet everybody, and that tension we had, that when would we meet all, that was relieved. I was so happy to meet all the team members. We hugged each other. We couldn't express how happy we were to be united again. And then we started our journey to Leh. About the Zoom car, they had given us a lot of trouble, When we called them from Sisu to tell them that the car has broken down, we need a new car or something, they were like, no, you have to come and give the car back to Delhi. Are you crazy? We don't even know how to go further, and you're telling us to return the car. It was not possible. So we just gave them the place in Sisu where we left the vehicle. We got it to the restaurant where we were stuck. So we gave them the address and we said that we want a refund because we did not use it at all. Only for 2 days we had used. So definitely it was very difficult to get the refund from them. There were numerous calls, emails and everything, lot of procedures. Then only we got our refund for the broken car. So it is advice, please take your own car at your own risk. You know your car better. You don't know what kind of car these agencies are giving you, right? And also what I feel is please keep a driver along with you, because the driver knows the place. He has contacts of other locals as well who can help you out. So it is always advisable, please don't be a daredevil at such a place. It's actually a no man's land where nobody would actually help you, and the cities are so small that probably there are only Ladakis. They won't even understand your language. It is difficult. So yeah, you should have a driver, and please take your own car. And if you're taking any agency's car, please make sure all the things are okay, because the terrain is absolutely pathetic, and your car would actually need the strength to run through these roads. So make sure that your car is well maintained, and you have contacts of the locals who can actually help you out. Yeah, so that's about it. So if you like this video, please share it with your friends and subscribe to our channel and click on that bell icon if you want to get notified for the next videos. And if you have any queries, please type it in the comment section below. So thank you very much for watching and have a good day.